York Revolution is on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK.
Onto the track, it is gone! It's gone!
Revs Baseball is brought to you by WellSpan Sports Medicine, PeoplesBank, Shipley Energy, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, Maple Donuts, Harvey's Rent-All, Flying Feet, Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group, Broadway Transmission, Dasher Investment Services, Smith Wealth Advisory Group, Royal Manchester Golf Links, Dutch Apple Dinner Theater, York County Bar Association, Lidl, CBD Supply MD York, Crunch Fitness, Columbia Gas, York County Solid Waste Authority, PSECU, and by the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Deep left center, it is gone! Swing and a miss, he struck him out! Base hit! Revs win!
Now, with the call of today's game, here's the voice of the York Revolution, Darrell Henry.
Good evening, everyone, from PeoplesBank Park here in downtown York. Welcome to game number 79 of York Revolution Baseball. We hope at some point tonight, Revs set to open a 10-game homestand against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, first of 3 this weekend. Hi again, everybody. Darrell Henry alongside Ray Jensen. Welcome to Revs Baseball. And on the radio, the only reason you're hearing us right now, hopefully it'll be just a pre-game or pre-rain delay show on radio. Gareth Hissong and Andy Brias standing by for West York at Dover to kick off the high school football season. Our coverage presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. They are supposed to be on radio at 6:30, but that game at Dover is starting in a lightning delay. And let's first update you on the weather. We've been kind of dodging scattered storms all throughout the afternoon. Revs were out for batting practice around 3 p.m. They got the entire session in, but at times it didn't look like that would be the case. There were some dark skies, some lightning in the area this afternoon, but we dodged that. We had heard from other people in York County that there were downpours in other parts of the county during the afternoon. We missed it here. But then about 5:30, the skies behind the main entrance here at PeoplesBank Park back toward the west were like charcoal dark. And it moved in, and it took a little bit for the rain to come, but the rain has started. It is heavy right now, and we will not start this game on time tonight. We can tell you that. And Ray, the high school football situation is we're kind of pulling double duty for the moment, letting people know what's going on with that, getting set for our broadcast tonight, which is supposed to be YouTube only for the Revs, assuming that all of these football games kick off, or specifically the one that we're carrying. That is not the only game in the area that's in a lightning delay. Our West York and Dover game is one of multiples that are in that situation right now.
Yeah, quick check on Twitter. Saw immediately Suburban's one of the teams that's currently in a weather delay right now. So, as you mentioned, Darrell, the York-Adams area just trying to get through some turbulent weather that's been kind of off and on this past week. And the sky's kind of opening up right now, but we'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah. So, because of that, we decided to bring our pregame show on the air as we normally do. And again, hopefully things take off as normal and as planned tonight, and we'll have the fellas on radio for football. We'll be on YouTube for baseball. But Revs coming off 4 straight wins, tying a season high, and that sweep at Long Island, that's nothing to sneeze at, winning 3 in a row against the team that won the first half, and very exciting games, close games, all 3 nights.
Yeah, it was what really impressed me, Darrell, about that sweep was the Revs offense. There's been some times where of course, they've been potent all year, but they'll have an early barrage in the first and then kind of be quiet the rest of the game. They were a really dangerous offense throughout all parts of all 3 games in that Long Island series, whether it was late, middle, or the early innings. The Revs were a threat at the plate every time they stepped up against Long Island, and you can't really say that all the time, especially in this 2021 series against Long Island, as the Ducks have been tough opponents, particularly in Central Islip prior to this last 3 games.
Yeah, Revs had gotten swept back-to-back weekends by the Ducks back in July, and then they returned the favor going up there and winning all 3 this week. And coming up in our next segment, some highlights from the exciting finale last night, late inning come-from-behind win. The Revs are 7-11 in the second half now, into third place, sole possession of third. That's the highest they've been in the standings since after the second game of the half when they were 1-1. And they are 3 back of the team they're playing tonight, Southern Maryland, who's been one of the hottest teams in the league of late, 10-8 in the second half, but overall they've won 9 of their last 12. 8 of those 11 have been second half games, and the Revs must beat this team a healthy amount if they're going to have a chance in the second half, because they are getting set to play them a ton.
Yeah, the Revs are certainly in control of their own destiny. In fact, they will see not just the Blue Crabs, but a lot of their fellow North Division compatriots, as all their next 9 series, including tonight's, will be against fellow North Division opponents. And particularly, as you mentioned, Daryl, this Southern Maryland team will be getting quite familiar with these next 2 weekends. So if you can take a large, not every single game, but you need a majority at least to become, as we say, relevant in this second half.
Yes, the goal in professional baseball always seems to be win every series, win 2 out of 3. Revs certainly did that at Long Island and then some, and we'll try to get this homestand off on the right note here tonight. They played a ton of road games. Tonight starts the first of 10 in a row here at PeoplesBank Park, and we take a look at what is on tap, brought to you by Brewery Products and Yingling, which is always on tap here at PeoplesBank Park. And coming up in our next segment, we do have the highlights from last night's series finale, a big 6-4 come-from-behind win at Long Island. We'll hear from Mace here shortly as well. By the way, our pitching matchup tonight slated to be Joey Lara, looking to bounce back from a rough one at home last Friday against Gastonia. Daryl Thompson, who's certainly the front runner for League Pitcher of the Year for a second straight season. He is 9-2 with a league best 3.34 ERA. That is the matchup tonight. It won't be at 6:30, but hopefully it won't be too terribly late here this evening. And by the way, talking about Brewery Products, they've got Aldous here at the stadium tomorrow night, a tap takeover tomorrow night with some of their great named brands like Jason Hates It, Relief Peacher, Sunset Daydream, Old Favorite Lager, and Giving Tea, all on draft tomorrow night. They'll have a stand next to Closer's Bar giving out samples of the drafts with other prizes as well. And the first 25 customers who buy a draft from Closer's tomorrow night get an Aldous hat. So make sure you stop by Closer's tomorrow. Hopefully we've got baseball tonight. The rain is lessening a little bit, and there will still be plenty of field work to be done, however, so it will be a bit, at the very least, until we get things started. But for our purposes, on the pregame, we will continue. More from PeoplesBank Park coming up after this here on Sports Radio at 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving the community for more than 155 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make our communities great, and to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Downtown's ready. Are you? The Revs play here. Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
Well, last night, certainly one to write home about for the Revs. That entire series was. They swept Long Island for the first time since June 20th through the 22nd, 2016. And it was their second sweep all-time in Central Islip, the other one coming back in July of 2014. Revs with their first 3-game sweep of the season, and they do it on the road, do it against a rival, and have tied a season best with 4 consecutive wins. If you weren't with us last night, some of the highlights: Revs were down 2-0 with Duke Von Schaman and Joe Iorio really cruising as the starting pitchers last night, down 2-0 on a Vladimir Frias third-inning home run, and that had been the only scoring until Nelly Rodriguez stood in the sixth.
Until this series. Pitch to him is blasted! Deep right center, watch this one fly! Way out of here! Nelly Rodriguez goes yard again, number 14, and it was crushed. Revs are on the board. It's 2-1 here in the sixth.
And Duke's still on the mound all the way through 7 last night.
Ready and fires. Runner goes and a swing and a pop-up. Foul ground at third. Herrera across the line. Backs up and squeezes. Duke through 7 brilliant innings tonight. Leadoff single erased again.
And he certainly did not deserve to lose, and the Revs made sure that that did not happen. In the 8th inning, they rallied, made their move, and went in front. 3-run 8th for their third win this season when trailing going into the 8th. Those are special games when they happen. They don't happen often, the late inning comebacks, and it started with a Jack Kenley leadoff double. Melky Mesa moved him to third on a ground out. Tying run was at third. With 1 out, they intentionally walked Nelly to make it first and third, and then Wellington Dotel, a great battle. He battled his way on a walk to load the bases, and that set things up for a very clutch and hot-hitting Josue Herrera.
Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a shot up the middle, base hit into right center. Kenley scores. Here comes Nelly. Kelly's throw cut off. And the Revs take the lead 3-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Josue Herrera rips a 2-run single. Lombardozzi at second went to the backhand dive, and it was just out of his reach into right center. And the Revs with their first lead tonight, 3-2 here in the 8th.
And again, Wellington Dotel had a big role in getting the table set. He would then steal third, and that was big because shortly thereafter, this transpired.
Apparently it was a strike. Here's the pitch to Gregorio, and it's in the dirt. Bounces to the backstop. Here comes Dotel. He'll score without a play. Wild pitch. He scores standing, and the Revs lead it 4-2 here in the 8th. 3 runs home in the inning, and that's why that steal of third was so big.
So the Revs got the lead for Duke, and he officially exited the game with a 4-2 lead, handing it off to the bullpen in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bobby Rossman got the first out, but then allowed a single, a walk, and he exited the game in the middle of the at-bat to Sal Giardina. Had a little elbow soreness, but we'll hear from Mace here shortly. He is fine. They had him checked out last night and probably won't pitch tonight, but everything looks like it'll be fine with him, so that's good. But they played it safe there, which is always smart when you're dealing with that part of the body for a pitcher. Israel Cruz came back from the inherited 3-1 count to strike out Sal Giardina. Ramon Flores then, a 2-out RBI single. That made it a 4-3 game. So once again, a 1-run game. And after a pass ball allowed Flores to advance to second, it was second and third with 2 outs, the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position, and Ty Kelly at the plate.
Cruz has his sign from Tyler. And the payoff pitch, swinging a ground ball, skidding to first, takes a hop to Nelly. He's got it. He'll race to the bag, and the inning is over. 3 unassisted. Thank goodness it didn't hit the bag. It was close. And Nelly races to first to end the inning, and the lead is intact as we go to the 9th.
So another theme on this series sweep at Long Island, the importance of insurance runs and tacking on late. And last night, no different. Darian Sanford led off the 9th with a single, extended his hitting streak to 6. And, when he's on first base, he may as well be in scoring position. And that's exactly what happened when James Harris followed next.
1-0. And a line drive left center, base hit for Harris. Sanford around second. It's going all the way back to the fence. Darian around third. He's going to score. And Harris stands at second. RBI double. Revs get that run back. Another big insurance run late in the game. It's been a series full of them. And it's a 5-3 lead here in the top of the ninth.
Harris moved to third on a pass ball. He was there with one out, and Melky Mesa looking for a little more breathing room.
And another 1-2. And a swing and a high fly deep left center. That'll get the job done. Mazzilli back from left, deep in the alley. Catch is made. Here comes Harris. 6-3 York here in the ninth. Melky Mesa, sac fly, deep left center, drives in his 52nd. And the Revs have put up 2 in the ninth for the insurance after taking the lead with 3 in the eighth.
Yeah, I don't think any reliever has worked harder recently than Jim Fuller. He was in all 3 games in that series, and as Mace will tell us shortly, he was kind of on fumes, and in fact, Daniel Fields led off the bottom of the ninth inning with a home run. That made it 6-4. Then pinch hitter Hector Sanchez. Fuller got ahead of him, but Sanchez singled, so you're starting to think, where are we headed with this? But Fuller made a huge pitch with Vladimir Frias at the plate.
Fuller ready. Another 1-2. And a swing and a high chop to short. Osmi glove steps on second, throws to first. Double play. 6-3 double play. The Revs with their league-leading 78th double play of the year. Huge. And 2 down and the base is empty here in the ninth.
And the tying run no longer at the plate thanks to that. Steve Lombardozzi singled in the first pitch he saw, so that brought the tying run right back to the plate again. And it was Fuller against L.J. Mazzilli trying to send the Revs to the bus and back to York with the sweep.
And the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball to short. Osmi backhands. He plants. Long throw right on the money. Game over, and the Revs sweep the Long Island Ducks. Jim Fuller saves all 3. And a come-from-behind win, 6-4 here in the finale tonight. Revs have won their 4th in a row. What a game and what a trip here to Central Islip. 4 in a row, and it came out of nowhere. After the Revs had dropped 6 straight, they've now won 4 consecutive games, tying a season best. And for the second time in franchise history, they sweep a series here in Central Islip.
Yeah, it's been quite the turnaround and a fun week, and the Revs hoping to keep that going here tonight, hoping to get this one in as rain continues to fall at a pretty good clip here at PeoplesBank Park. And again, the reason that we're on right now, Gareth and Andy would have been hitting the air at 6:30 for West York at Dover, our Week 1 high school football game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, but high school games all around the area in lightning delays. A lot of them are saying until 7:30 instead of 7 p.m. kickoffs, so we do still anticipate those 2 gentlemen being on the air at some point in the not-too-distant future, but it gave us a chance to come on and let you know what's going on there, and of course, assuming they play and we play, the Revs game will be on YouTube tonight, but that's the deal. Ray, do you have any other updates as far? I know you're keeping an eye on Twitter, the weather with the high school games and everything. Anything noteworthy since we mentioned it last?
Well, I've been in contact, of course, with Gareth over in Dover. He says they're projecting 6:50 on the air for the pregame show.
Okay.
It might be a little later kickoff after the 6:50 start time on the pregame show, but that's the plan as of now for Andy and Gareth and Dover.
All right. Well, we'll take a break. We've got Mace coming up next, and then we'll send it to rain delay programming, and that'll be probably a good 10 minutes before they hit the air. So we'll do that now. We'll take a break as we continue to wait things out here at PeoplesBank Park. And Mace joins us on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report up next.
The 1741 Club is here. You in? PeoplesBank Park introduces a revolution in hospitality in York. The 1741 Club, presented by UPMC. Now open on the skybox level of PeoplesBank Park, the 1741 Club features stylish design and contemporary decor, all-inclusive food and beverages, and totally flexible ticket purchase options. The hottest spot in York is the place to entertain and thank customers, reward employees, celebrate family occasions, or simply treat yourself to an all-inclusive experience at the ballpark. Nightly menus include enhanced classics and a rotation of special offerings, and house selections of draft beer and wine and a full range of non-alcoholic beverages are included in the ticket price. 1741 Club tickets are available for individual purchase through 3 levels of membership or as season tickets, and they can be used for any of the York Revolution's home games based on availability. The 1741 Club, presented by UPMC. You in? Details and pricing at 1741club.com.
Shadowfax is committed to helping people with intellectual disabilities live an everyday life in their home and community. Currently, Shadowfax is seeking applicants with a passion for making a difference, one person at a time. Open positions include residential direct support professional, day services community support staff, LPN, IT manager, and residential schedulers. For a full list of open positions and pay rates, visit shadowfax.org. Shadowfax, building relationships, creating possibilities. Shadowfax is an equal opportunity employer.
Catch the Revs all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace, well, what a great trip to Long Island. The second sweep up there in franchise history. And where did it come from? Because the 4 wins in a row followed maybe the most miserable week we've endured all season.
Yeah, I think it just is a microcosm of the year, to be honest. We showed signs every night of 1 or 2 aspects of the game would get better, but the third aspect would kind of falter a little bit. And up there, we put all 3 aspects together 3 days in a row. So we pitched out of jams. We had timely hitting. We played great defense. So, the pieces of the machine were there, but they did come all together, for that 3 games at their place.
What was your view on Duke's 7 innings last night?
I think that was the best game he pitched all year, to be honest. Stuff-wise was good. The pitch count really wasn't horrific. It's like 102 pitches maybe for 7 innings. I was actually glad that we scored some runs because he really didn't deserve to lose that game. So, baseball shined down on him yesterday and us, and he was able to get the win, and then Jimmy was able to go out and get another save 3 days in a row. So. I know he was on fumes yesterday, but he did come in and tell me before the game that he was good to go. So once a player says, I'm good, if that situation comes up, that's your job. So he came in and did a good job.
Not to tip your hand, I'm sure the Blue Crabs are listening to this interview, but just kidding. I assume he gets the night off tonight.
Well, I don't know yet. I mean, if we don't have a safe situation, he would get it off, but...
Yeah.
He hasn't really told me he needed to be down, but just on my track record, I really wouldn't do that 4 nights in a row. But, some guys like that. Adrenaline sometimes can be a good motivator on if your body doesn't feel 100%. So we'll see what happens. But if I had to guess, I'd say he'd be down tonight.
You did have to lift Bubby in the 8th. How's he doing?
Yeah, he seems to be fine. I told him not to throw today out here with our, pre-batting practice work that we do with the pitchers. Just let Dr. Deitch come in and take a look at him tonight. But today he said, he didn't feel anything at all. He actually felt pretty good. So we'll just be on the safe side, and and we'll let Dr. Deitch look at him tonight. And that's the first time he had been on the mound in a while. He had been out of town for a little bit, and he did throw a bullpen the day before. It seemed to be really good, but just yesterday he just didn't feel comfortable. So I'm glad he asked me to come out of the game at that point. Just if you're not feeling good, I mean, I tell the pitchers, if you don't feel good, something doesn't feel right, better safe than sorry. So he did take that advice yesterday.
Arm or something else?
No, he just said he felt something a little bit in his elbow, but today it moved more to the forearm. But, I mean, nothing structural that we can see from examinations in Long Island. So, we'll just let Doc look at him tonight, and then we'll go from there.
That Nelly home run started the offense last night, and to me, it looked like one of those nighttime long drive competitions where it took off like a golf ball and just disappeared. What it looked like to you? Yeah,
exactly the same thing. That ball was massacred, and to definitely the deepest part of the ballpark by far. And that ball wasn't even close to touching anything, and it was more a line drive instead of a lot of times you see the towering home run like at our ballpark that goes over the left field wall, but that was a missile that went straight out, just right to center. And that ball was. I mean, as soon as he hits them, sometimes you can even hear the fans like, "Oh my God," But no, he did get all of that one for sure.
And you also got offense in other ways late in the game. The situational hitting late in the game was really good and clutch as well.
It was. We had a situation earlier in the game with the same two guys, Herrera and Gregorio, where the inning where Nelly hit the homer, then they walked Dotel on 5 pitches. So there were 4 balls out of 5 pitches. And then, and these are young guys, man. They want to do good. They're swinging a bat good. They think they can hit everything. And Josue, he hits the next pitch for a pop-up out. And then Gregorio hits the next pitch for a double play. So after we had them on the ropes, we gave them 3 outs on 2 pitches, and then to lead the inning off next, Tyler swung at the first pitch and made an out. So we gave them 3 outs on 4 pitches. So, 4 outs on 3 pitches. So it's just young guys, and I talked to them in the dugout about that yesterday. I just said, look, I'm not hollering at you. I want you to learn the game. Their pitcher, Iorio, is shaken. He gave up a long homer, then he walks Dotel on 5 pitches. We need to see some pitches there, right? We can't go 3 outs on 2 pitches, and that's what happened. So the next time we came through, Herrera came through, Gregorio came through. And they got into the count. And when hitters get into a count, I know a lot of times guys don't like to hit with 2 strikes, but usually you can get to 1-1 or 2-1 in this league, and that puts you in a better situation. So, they did a really great job after that.
Well, turn our attention to Southern Maryland tonight, and you're going to see them a ton, and obviously, it goes without saying, going to have some success against them coming up here as well.
No question. They're playing really well right now. They scored, almost 3 touchdowns yesterday. Scored 18 runs, I think. I think McAdams, the third baseman, hit 4 home runs yesterday. I don't know how that happens, but anyways, and we have Daryl Thompson tonight, who has really been a thorn in our side the last couple times he's faced us. So we'll if we can hit the ball here in this ballpark like we hit it down there against him, just the exact same way, we'll have a lot of home runs to right center, because we massacred a lot of balls to right center down there, but that park is just so big to that part of it. So, we'll see what the approach is going to be. I mean, we know what Daryl's going to do. He's going to do what he always does, and he's going to make you, try to beat him with his stuff.
Lastly, Joey Lara tonight, he was so good at Gastonia, really got roughed up last Friday, just a night where he just didn't have it.
I'm hoping. Last Friday here, it just looked like he maybe almost like dead arm, like the velocity, the sharpness of the pitches. It was like, it just wasn't there like it was the start before. So hopefully with these extra days that we've had with the rain and everything, maybe that'll give him, maybe he needed a little time to regenerate. So we'll see what happens tonight.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck.
Yep, thanks.
All right, that's Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. rain has finally slowed down here at PeoplesBank Park, but the tarp's still on, and only the initial field surveying, if you will, by head groundskeeper Chris Carbaugh is just beginning. He's walking around the track. There will still be much to do to get this ready for baseball tonight if we can. I'm not sure if there's any more rain to come this evening, but that will wrap up the rain delay portion of our programming. If we do play tonight, Revs starting a 10-game homestand. Joey Lara against Daryl Thompson. Revs trying to win their 5th in a row, coming off that brilliant sweep at Long Island. And Ray, are Gareth and Andy still tentatively a 6:50 airtime from Dover, or are we pushing that back?
Apparently another delay has just started in Dover, according to Gareth, and they are on standby again until a potential further ETA is announced for the kickoff for West York and Dover.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's what we're dealing with tonight, so we will not overlap. We will send it back to Fox Sports Radio, and most likely the next local programming that you'll hear will be those guys from Dover, assuming that we can get everything started the way that we're supposed to at some point here tonight. So stay tuned for them, and we'll keep you up to date on WOYK Twitter as to their airtime and also what we're looking at here at PeoplesBank Park. If they play, again, our broadcast for the Revs can be found on WOYK and or York Revolution YouTube. And until then, we'll send it off on radio to Fox Sports Radio, and on YouTube we'll keep the stream going, but we'll break for this rain delay. And if we do play tonight, it'll end up being a bit of a lengthy one, so stay with us. But appreciate you tuning in for now, and Ray and I will be back at some point here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. And back here at PeoplesBank Park, just had the announcement that due to the field conditions from all of that rain and the likelihood of the fact that there could be more tonight, there is no Revs game tonight. Yet another rain out. And Ray, is that 5 of the last 6 series? Is that what it is now, that there's been a rain out? It's something ridiculous like that after so long this year with none.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think Long Island was the outlier of the only series so far in the past 4 or so that have not been affected by rain at any time.
Yeah, so we'll play the normal Saturday night game tomorrow at 6:30, and that's when this series begins. And then the rain out tonight will be made up as part of a doubleheader on Sunday, 2 7-inning games beginning at the normal time of 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. And that doubleheader now Sunday means that the Revs have 4 doubleheaders in front of them already on the schedule at this point. And by the way, while we're on the air and we have a captive audience, any latest from Dover?
As of now, as from Gareth Hissong himself, 7:30 expected airtime from Dover.
Okay.
Any changes, we will notify you via WOYK Twitter.
And we will be off the air on our end here in the next couple of minutes. But tomorrow night, 6:30, we'll be on at 6:10. It's our dodgeball jersey auction presented by PSECU, benefiting Children's Miracle Network. And the Superstars will be here. Always a huge, huge hit across the country in minor league baseball, and they'll be in York. Tomorrow night, tickets on sale at YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Shipley Energy ticket office. And Sunday at 2 p.m., now a doubleheader. And also, that's our Crab Feast Day, the final one of the summer, catered by Captain Bob's Crabs. Bark in the Park, as always, on Sunday. And Sunday Family Fun Day, presented by Wise Markets. So that's what's ahead here this weekend. And Ray, tomorrow morning, you've got the season premiere of Central PA Game Day at 9 a.m. with Steve. Looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it feels like just yesterday we signed off for the season, but back already with more of local high school sports coverage. And join us sharp at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. tomorrow. Myself, Steve Navaroli, and Gareth Hissong should be stopping by as well, fresh off the Dover hosting West York contest, and find out all the latest happenings from the first Football Friday of the year.
Yeah, and also tomorrow during the day, our first NCAA football broadcast on Westwood 1. Nebraska at Illinois at 12:30, Hawaii at UCLA in progress, and we'll probably have to cut into that. I don't think they'll be done before 6:10, but we'll be on air at 6:10 for the Revs game tomorrow, so we hope you can join us then. And again, the projected airtime as of now for Gareth and Andy, 7:30 from Dover for West York and Dover. Some late night Friday night football, as it turns out, due to the weather here in week 1. So stay tuned for that coming up, hopefully without any further delays in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And until then, and for us until tomorrow night, for Ray Jensen with me, Gracie Priest on the stream, Daryl Henry saying so long from PeoplesBank Park. A rain out tonight. The attempt to extend the winning streak to 5 will be delayed until tomorrow. Yeah, we hope you can join us then. 6:10 our airtime tomorrow night for the Revs right here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. Good night.